The internet is on fire right now. Streets talking. Fans are in shock. And what started as a tragedy in Atlanta is now causing the whole city of Chicago to shake. We're talking betrayal, backdoor moves, and a new generation of BEEF that's threatening to erupt in a full-blown war allegedly tied to none other than Lil Durk himself. Ever since King Von's murder back in 2020, people been suspicious. The streets been whispering. But now, new footage, cryptic tweets, and some wild dimes just leaked in the implications. Chilling former O-Block associates are coming forward. Certain names that were family to Von are now being exposed, and the accusations. We're talking snakes in the circle, diss tracks with double meanings, and backroom deals fans were never supposed to know about. Is Durk secretly orchestrating? Plays behind the scenes? Did Von see it coming? And most importantly, who's about to get caught in the crossfire next? Y'all, this ain't just another rap beef. This is family turned enemies. And we're breaking it all down right here. Stay locked in because the streets got secrets and we got receipts. As the dust settled in Atlanta after the tragic shooting of King Von, the streets of Chicago weren't just mourning, they were boiling. Behind the RIP posts and candlelight vigils was a tension thicker than the smoke from a backwood. Something darker was moving in the shadows, and everybody knew it wasn't over. Word started spreading fast. People close to Von weren't just grieving, they were plotting. The name on everybody's lips. Timothy Leaks, aka Lil Tim, the man who pulled the trigger. But behind him was the looming presence of Quando Rondo, whose alleged beef with Von went deeper than the public ever saw. Fans thought it was a one-night brawl. But those in the know, they said this was chess, not checkers. And behind the board sat players that had been watching, waiting, ready to make moves. And one of those players, allegedly, Liddy Lil Durk hadn't spoken publicly about Von's death at first. He went silent on social media. No tweets, no lives, no statements. Just gone. But insiders claimed Durk was in full lockdown mode, phone calls being made, certain people flying in and out of Chicago and Atlanta. Rumors even started that Durk had put up a bag, 6 figures, and the streets were talking like it was a bounty. Fan pages started blowing up. Screenshots of DMs, so-called leaked audio. Even old Instagram lives got dissected like crime scene evidence. But nobody had the full picture. What they had was whispers. And fear, emotions ran high in O-Block. Von wasn't just a rapper, he was a general. His loss wasn't business, it was personal. Word was, members of his day ones felt like Durk wasn't moving fast enough. One anonymous source said, folks was saying Durk got money, got connections. But where was the pressure? Von died on camera and the dude that did it walking around free. This sparked what fans started calling the silent divide, a low-key rift forming between certain Chicago crews who once moved as one. But just when things seemed to cool down, boom, a leaked screenshot changed everything. It was an alleged FaceTime call between a close affiliate of Lil Durk and a known Atlanta hitter. The call looked tense. No smiles, no greetings. Just stone faces and a chilling caption. Business is business. Twitter went crazy. Hashtags like #VonForever and #GetBackGang started trending again. Fans began choosing sides, some defending Durk, saying he was playing it smart, moving in silence. Others accusing him of doing nothing and riding Von's death for clout. Then came the first twist. In early 2021, Quando Rondo's show got ambushed in Georgia. Shots rang out, chaos erupted, and rumors started flying that it was O-Block retaliation. Quando survived, but one of his crew members got hit. Nobody got arrested. No witnesses, no suspects. But social media connected the dots instantly. TikTok was flooded with conspiracy theories. Instagram stories had cryptic captions like "You get what you give" and "Chess moves only." Von's fans saw it as justice. Quando's camp. Kay saw it as war. And that's when the streets of Chicago started buzzing again. Reports started surfacing of cars spinning blocks in rival neighborhoods. Not just on the south side, but west side too. No names going live with ski masks on. Some throwing subliminals, others making threats clear as day. One even said, "This for Veroy. Ain't no peace till it's paid in full." Everybody knew what that meant. But here's where it got messy. Another name popped up. Someone nobody expected. Memo 600, a known affiliate of Oblock, and at one point, Durk's right hand. Memo started tweeting cryptic stuff, almost like he was throwing shots at his own camp. One tweet read, "Don't let that fame make you fake." Another, "Some N************** got rich off bro name and forgot who really slid." Fans went wild. Was Memo exposing Durk? Or was it just internet trolling? Some said Memo felt iced out ever since Von passed. Like Durk had switched up and only looked out for himself. This kicked off what fans started calling the second betrayal. DMs and Reddit threads exploded. People started pulling up old lives of Von where he seemed annoyed, maybe even distant, around certain ODF members. Some even claimed there were tensions brewing between Von and Durk before his death over money, loyalty, and street codes. And when those theories hit YouTube, it was game over. Reactors started diving in, one clip at a time. One even said, "You can see it in Von's eyes. He knew some of these on ask wasn't real." While this online storm raged, Durk was still silent. Then, boom, he dropped a surprise Instagram story. Black screen. 4 words, "I ain't forget nothing." That's all. But it was enough. Fans screenshotted it, posted it everywhere. Was he sending a message? Was he planning something? Or was it just to shut people up? But the pressure didn't stop there. Von's cousin, known in the streets as CISO, did a surprise EG live. He didn't say names, but he didn't need to. He talked about how some dudes got industry money but forgot the code. And how Von died with his hands up and folks still ducking smoke. The comments were going crazy. Some said CISO was just hurt. Others said he was confirming what everybody feared, that Von's death had exposed cracks in ERUPT. Now, everyone was playing survival of the fittest. Then came the biggest shock of all. A close friend of King Von's, someone who hadn't spoken publicly since the funeral, leaked a voice memo. In it, he claimed Von had been paranoid weeks before his death. Said Von told him, "If something happened to me, don't cry, slide, and watch who show fake love." That one clip had the whole internet shaking. Fans were crying, arguing, screen recording, reposting. And suddenly, every move Durk made after that started getting rewatched under a microscope. The internet was hunting for snakes. Meanwhile, Quando Rondo tried to drop new music and it flopped. Nobody was rocking with it. Too much bad blood. Too much smoke. Every comment was Von's name. Every post he made had people accusing him of hiding behind security, ducking real consequences. Quando tried to clap back, tweeting, "I ain't scared of no internet." But fans weren't buying it. And then, he went silent again. But what happened next? Nobody saw coming. Rumors started that Quando had been spotted in Chicago. Unconfirmed. Blurry photo. Looked like him. Fans debated for days. Was it real? Was he testing fate? Or was someone setting him up? Some said it was Cap. Others swore it was real and said Quando was trying to prove something. Either way, it was enough to stir up the streets again, and the energy started shifting. Like something big was about to drop. And then, Lil Durk finally went live, for the first time in months. Shirt off, jewelry shining, standing in a dimly lit room. He didn't say much, But he looked into the camera and said, "Y'all better stop playing with me, like I ain't who I am. I don't talk, I move. And when it's time, you'll see." The comments exploded. Hearts, fire emojis, snake emojis. Fans screaming, "Get back, gang," and "Long live Vaughn." And just like that, the internet was back on fire. But the question still stood. Was Durk just talking? Or was something about to go down? The moment Durk ended that live, the internet exploded like it had been waiting for him to speak all year. Blogs reposted the clip in seconds. Twitter threads broke down every frame like it was a war strategy. People started saying, "He not playing no more," while others whispered, "He's saying too much." But behind all the comments and emojis, there was one message that couldn't be ignored. Something was coming, and it didn't take long for the first move to hit. Within days, a known affiliate of Quando Rondo's crew was arrested in connection to a separate shooting, nothing directly tied to Vaughn. But fans weren't buying that. They started connecting dots, saying it wasn't a coincidence. Some were even claiming that certain Atlanta hoods were heating up again, as if old beef had been yanked out the grave and set on fire. The timing. To perfect. Too close to Durk's live. And people started whispering again. This ain't over, but then, out of nowhere, a new twist hit, and this one hit personal. A supposed ex of King Von, a woman who had stayed silent since his death, went live on TikTok crying, claiming Von didn't trust anybody near the end. She said he felt used. Like people only loved him when the cameras were on. He told me they gon' post me more when I'm dead than when I'm alive. That line broke hearts. Her video went viral in hours. Fans felt the pain. But then she dropped the real bombshell. She said Vaughn didn't even want to go to the club that night in Atlanta, that someone pushed him to go. Someone close. The internet froze. Who pushed Vaughn to go that night? And why? Within hours, screenshots started surfacing. People dug up old lives from that week. Vaughn on the phone, sounding distracted. People remembered him seeming off, like his energy was different. Then someone posted a video of Vaughn the night before the shooting, talking about cutting dead weight and moving smarter. Some fans claimed he had a bad feeling. Others said he was already planning to fall back from certain people. And suddenly, all eyes were back on Lil Durk. People started theorizing again, was Vaughn trying to break away? Was there tension behind the scenes that night? TikTok pages broke it all down with dramatic background music and slowed down clips of Vaughn looking over his shoulder. They painted a picture of betrayal, confusion, and paranoia. And the comment sections. Straight chaos. Some fans saying Durk set him up. Others saying that's crazy, that Durk loved Vaughn like a brother. But the damage was done. The seed of doubt had been planted. And while fans were at war online, streets in Chicago were feeling it too. That silent divide from part 1. Now it was loud. Two crews, both connected to ATF, were seen dissing each other in lives and songs. One line stood out in a leaked snippet. "Don't act like you slid for him when you just cried on the gram." That shot wasn't subtle, and fans knew exactly who it was aimed at. It felt like the very people who once stood side by side were now aiming at each other's heads. But just as things were spiraling, another unexpected figure entered the scene, NBA YoungBoy. His beef with Durk was already legendary. But now, with Vaughn gone and Quando Rondo in the mix, the tension was bubbling into something explosive. YoungBoy dropped a surprise track late at night with a line that sent the internet into cardiac arrest. "You crying for your man, but you ain't ride for him." It was a dagger. Fans went crazy. Instagram pages posted the lyric with captions like, "He dissed the dead again," and "YoungBoy wildin'." And just like that, the YoungBoy vs. Durk saga got reignited with gasoline. Durk didn't respond right away. Instead, he posted a story, no words, just a photo of Von's chain hanging next to his own. It was quiet, but powerful. Fans took it as a silent warning. Others saw it as a way to deflect from the allegations, starting to bubble online accusations that Durk had fallen out with Von before his death, and maybe even left him vulnerable. But then a third wave of drama hit. From an unexpected place, Atlanta, a known promoter came forward claiming there was an argument that night outside the club before Von got shot, and that it wasn't just between Von and Quando Rondo. The promoter claimed other people were there, and some of them not from Atlanta, not from Quando's camp, and not even from Von's direct crew. Outsiders, third parties. Mystery players who vanished before cops arrived. The promoter didn't name names, but fans were already cooking theories. Who were these people? And why were they there? Some said industry insiders. Others whispered about backdoor moves, labels trying to control narratives, kill beef, or maybe even let it explode for attention. One YouTube channel dropped a breakdown titled "King Von's Death Was Orchestrated." Here's the real story. And it hit 1 million views in 24 hours. Fans were locked in. And the pressure on Lil Durk. It got heavier. That's when Durk did the unthinkable. He unfollowed 3 OTF affiliates on Instagram. No statement. No explanation. Just gone. And fans noticed immediately. Blogs picked it up within minutes. Durk cleaning house. Internal beef in OTF. Who's next to get cut off? Theories exploded. Some said Durk was finally realizing he couldn't trust everyone. Others said he was just trying to save face after all the whispers. Either way, it was clear things behind the scenes were shifting. Then came the footage that shook everything. A security cam clip, never before seen, got leaked from that fatal night in Atlanta. It showed Von walking toward Quando Rondo's crew. But behind him, someone familiar was hanging back. Looking nervous, turning their head like they were checking for someone. Fans froze the frame, zoomed in, analyzed the angle. Some said it looked like one of Von's own guys. Others said it was just a bystander. But the internet didn't care. The theory now. Von got snaked. From within, and the wildest part. Just as this theory started gaining steam, that person disappeared from social media. Deactivated everything. Gone. No posts, no tweets, no stories. Like a ghost. Fans took that as confirmation. People started saying, "Real ones don't run." Reddit threads went deep. YouTube channels started connecting this person to previous OTF events. Some even pulled up old mugshots and paperwork. It turned from a gossip moment to a full-blown investigation. And once again, Durk's name was in the mix. Meanwhile, Quando Rondo popped back up, this time in law. Fans spotted him at a private event, surrounded by heavy security. No chains, no smiles. Just tension. Someone tried to approach him, and his team pushed them off. Videos leaked. He looked shook. And fans roasted him. "Dude scared of his own shadow," one user wrote. But others said, "He's smart. He know it's still hot." Because everybody knew Chicago hadn't forgotten. And speaking of Chicago, something unexpected happened in Oblak. A massive mural of King Von was mysteriously painted over overnight. No warning. No explanation. Just gone. The community was outraged. Fans were devastated. People cried. Others said it was symbolic that maybe it was time to let go. But Von's sister went live crying, saying they erasing my brother like he was nothing. The comments were filled with pain, and fans demanded answers. Then, like clockwork, Lil Durk posted one word on his story. Soon. No context. No explanation. Just soon. And that was enough to send the internet spiraling again. After Durk's soon post, the whole internet was buzzing. Everybody was waiting for the next move, the next drop, the next drama to unfold. Fans were refreshing his page like it was a stock ticker. Rumor mills were spinning wild. Some saying Durk was about to drop new music. Others saying he was about to respond to the snakes in the grass theory. But nobody knew for sure. And that uncertainty only fueled the fire. And then came a surprise. A leaked text message between two of Durk's closest affiliates. In the message, one said, "We can't let this slide, not after Von." And the other replied, "Time to clean the house, no more fake loyalty." It was vague, but heavy. People interpreted it as Durk's camp planning something serious, maybe retaliation, maybe exposure, maybe even a public showdown. The streets started buzzing again. War or peace? No one knew. Or peace? No one knew. While the digital drama was raging, Chicago was feeling the heat IRL. Over the next few weeks, several shootings rocked neighborhoods connected to OTF. None fatal, but the message was clear. The streets were still tense, still dangerous. Police reports leaked showing increased gang activity and possible retaliation plans. Community leaders begged for calm, but the energy was electric. It was like Von's death reopened old wounds that never healed. And then came a bombshell. A new song dropped by one of Von's closest friends, Lil Bibby. The track was a raw, emotional tribute, but filled with shady subliminals aimed squarely at Durk's circle. Lyrics like, "You ride with fakes, but I ride with truth, and been real since the jump. Don't need no proof." The song blew up overnight, sparking debates on Twitter and Instagram. Some said Bibby was stirring the pot for clout. Others said he was speaking truth to power. Either way, it shook up the scene. The social media war escalated. Durk's fans clapped back hard at Bibby supporters. Comment sections turned into battlegrounds, with fans throwing insults, screenshots, and even threats. Hashtags like #DURKGang versus #BibbyArmy flooded every platform. Memes and reaction videos exploded. It was clear the drama wasn't just between rappers. It had become a full-scale fan war. Amidst this chaos, a little-known Instagram account started posting inside info, alleged text convos between Von and Durk before his death. The messages showed a friendship strained, talking about trust issues, money disputes, and loyalty problems. Some messages hinted that Von felt betrayed. Others showed Durk trying to fix things. Fans were shook. Was this for real or just a fake leak? The account gained tens of thousands of followers overnight, becoming a key source for the conspiracy crowd. Then the family drama hit hard. Von's mother went live crying, begging for peace. She said, "My son died, and y'all making it worse. Stop the fighting." Durk responded with a heartfelt post saying, "I loved Von like a brother, and I'm hurting too." But many fans weren't satisfied. They wanted answers, accountability, something more than words. The family was left divided, some siding with Durk, others blaming him for not protecting Von. And then came the street snitch rumors, the darkest twist yet. Whispers spread that someone inside OTF had given information to the Atlanta police after the shooting, leading to a botched investigation. The accusation sent shockwaves through the community. Fans flooded Twitter with Snitchgate hashtags, demanding loyalty and transparency. Durk denied everything, but the damage was done. Trust was shattered, and the group's unity cracked wide open, adding fuel to the fire. A rival rapper released a diss track targeting both Durk and Bibby, claiming the whole situation was a circus for clout and disrespecting the real street code. The diss went viral. Fans debated if it was justified or opportunistic. Either way, it added another layer to an already tangled web of beefs and heartbreak. Then the unexpected happened. A documentary filmmaker announced a project titled King Von: The Untold Story. Teasers promised new interviews, never-before-seen footage, and explosive revelations about Von's last days and his relationships. Fans were hyped but cautious. Some wondered if it would bring healing or just stir the pot even more. Meanwhile, Durk kept his head down but dropped a few surprise features with heavy bars about loyalty and betrayal. The streets heard the message loud and clear. Durk was still in this fight, mentally and musically. Fans started speculating that the soon post was about an album drop or a major. Public response to the drama. The streets remained tense. Every social media move was analyzed. Every public appearance dissected. And the longer this played out, the clearer it became. This feud wasn't just about music or fame. It was personal, painful, messy. A story of brothers torn apart by betrayal, loss, and the deadly consequences of street life. And just when you thought the drama couldn't get any thicker, a shocking leak hit the web, a conversation allegedly between Lil Durk and a high-ranking label exec, discussing damage control and public relations moves. The audio, if real, showed Durk frustrated, worried about his image, but determined to protect his legacy and Von's name. Fans debated the authenticity but agreed on one thing. This drama had layers they'd never seen before, as social media chaos raged on. The Chicago community was left watching, waiting, praying. The tragedy of King Von's death had opened a wound that might never fully heal. But in the world of rap, where loyalty and street codes mean everything, this story was far from over. After that leaked convo between Durk and the label exec, the internet couldn't get enough. Fans were dissecting every word like it was the final piece to the puzzle. Some felt sorry for Durk, seeing the stress and pressure he was under. Others doubled down on the theory that he was playing chess behind the scenes, trying to spin the narrative before it spun him. One thing was clear: the spotlight was hotter than ever, and no one was safe from the heat. But things got even crazier when an anonymous source claiming to be from inside ATF spilled a bombshell on a private Discord server that later leaked. This source said that after Von's death, there was a secret meeting between Durk and some of Von's closest friends, a family summit to discuss the future. But instead of unity, emotions ran high and old wounds reopened. The source said people were shouting, accusations were flying, and the family was left divided more than ever. According to the leak, Durk wanted to push for a peaceful path, trying to keep the legacy alive through music and business. But some of Von's crew felt betrayed, accusing Durk of being too soft and playing politics. This internal fight wasn't just about loyalty, it was about survival. Some wanted blood, others wanted peace. And that division was about to explode in public. Then, out of nowhere, a surprise diss track dropped from Memo 600. That same Memo who fans thought might have been feeling left out earlier now came in swinging. His bars were savage, targeting Durk and the fake friends around him. Lines like, "You switched on your brothers for the gram," and "Von ain't just a name. It's a reminder of the scam." The song blew up overnight, turning Memo into the villain or hero, depending on who you asked. The internet was ablaze. Durk responded the next day, not with words, but with a new song dropping late at night. It was heavy, talking about pain, loyalty, and the cost of fame. The lyrics felt personal, like a direct reply to Memo's shots. Fans lost their minds, comparing the two tracks, dissecting every bar. YouTube reactors called it the rap battle of the year, and the comment sections exploded with support and hate. Meanwhile, Chicago's streets were heating up again. Reports of shootings and fights in neighborhoods linked to ATF crews came through almost daily. Community members pleaded for calm, but the energy was tense. Some said the violence was a direct result of the feud spilling over from social media into real life. The city was caught in a storm of grief, anger, and fear. And then came the final twist. a leaked audio from an alleged meeting between Durk and Quando Rando's camp. The recording was shaky, but clear enough to hear voices talking about a possible truce and burying the past. Fans were shocked. Could two rivals be ready to end this feud? Or was it a trap? Social media exploded with speculation, memes, and heated debates. Some celebrated the idea of peace. Others called it a stunt. Just when the truce talk was heating up, a shocking video leaked Von's sister confronting Durk backstage at a recent show. The confrontation was intense. She was crying, accusing Durk of not doing enough to protect her brother, while Durk tried to explain, saying he was doing all he could. Fans watched the clip on repeat, feeling the raw emotion and pain. It was a heartbreaking moment that showed how deep the wounds really were. The aftermath of that video was felt everywhere. Durk's social media got flooded with messages of support and criticism. Von's family held a private meeting to decide how to handle the fallout. Insiders said the family was split, some wanting to move forward, others holding on to the pain. The city felt the weight of it all. But despite the drama, one thing was clear. The legacy of King Von was untouchable. Murals popped up again around Chicago. Fans organized events to honor him, and his music kept blowing up worldwide. Durk himself seemed to channel his pain into his art, dropping bars that resonated with millions. The story of loyalty, betrayal, and loss was far from over. But it was a reminder of the cost of living that life. And just as the world thought the saga might be slowing down, a new rumor started, a possible collaboration between Durk and Quando Rondo. Some said it was a peace offering. Others called it a publicity stunt. No one knew for sure, but fans couldn't wait to see what would happen next. This roller coaster of emotions. Betrayals and street wars had everything the rap world craved. Real pain, real people, and real consequences. And as always, the streets were watching, waiting to see who would rise and who would fall. So, there you have it, the Chicago streets still burning. The legacy of King Von casting long shadows. And Lil Durk caught right in the middle of a storm that's way bigger than just music. Betrayal, heartbreak, family drama, and street warfare all tangled in a saga that keeps evolving with every leak, every diss track, and every viral moment. Emotions ran high. The family was left divided, and fans. They're shocked, confused, and hungry for answers. Will this war destroy careers, friendships, and the very foundation of OTF? Or is there a way out, a truce that could heal the wounds and bring some peace back to the city? No one knows for sure, but one thing's crystal clear. This story is far from over. The internet is watching, the streets are watching, and the rap world is holding its breath. Now it's time to hear from you. What do you think really happened behind the scenes? Who's the real snake in this story? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. Don't hold back. Smash that like button if you're here for the drama. And if you're not already part of the squad, hit subscribe so you never miss the next wild chapter of this saga. Trust me, you don't want to blink because the next move could come any second. And when it does, we'll be right here, breaking it all down, raw and unfiltered. Till then, keep your ears open and your eyes peeled. Chicago streets are talking. And this story is just getting started. It's getting started.